Hi. Most people are eating enough to survive, but not enough to transform. So if you're hitting the gym, getting your steps in, and that scale is not moving, or you're losing weight but still feeling soft, you're missing out on one particular thing. And that thing is protein. Let's talk about it.
Oh, lavandaMichelle, a little bit of everything.
Be honest with me for a second. Have you ever been doing everything right? You're getting your steps in, you're trying to make better food choices, you're skipping the fries and maybe even skipping dessert. And then one day you catch your reflection in the mirror and think, why hasn't my body caught up yet? Does it feel like you're putting in all the effort, but the results are moving in slow motion? I've been there more times than I can even count. You know what? I've been on this health journey for a while, and I've lost weight several times in my life. And not just a few pounds either. I documented a lot of this in my blog and in videos over the years. I shared how I lost 23 pounds in just 1 month. I remember that. And there was this other time when I lost 40 pounds in just 2 months. I was on the roll. And during a different phase in my journey, I lost 70. Repeat that, 70 pounds in 90 days. Boy, that was a different age, a different season in my life, and very different circumstances. Those experiences taught me something I will never forget, though. It taught me that if you want to transform your body, you have to feed it correctly. You know? So I really focus on that a lot. And every time I do this, I do the same thing. And that's what I'm sharing today. But before I do, I have to say this every time I share my health journey. This is what worked for my body and my life at the time. Everybody's health situation is different. So what worked for me may need to be adjusted for someone else. If you have a medical condition or specific health concerns, it's always a good idea to talk to a doctor before you make any big life changes. Okay? But what I can share with you is the lesson that stayed consistent throughout every one of my weight loss journeys. And that lesson is protein matters. If you watched my last video in this 100-day lock-in series, we talked about the power of walking 15,000 steps a day and how something that sounds intimidating can actually become one of the easiest habits to build. But today, we're talking about the other half of that equation. Because steps will move your body. Nutrition is what builds it. Most people are eating enough to survive. But they are not eating the way that actually supports transformation. We're all doing it. We're eating for the body we're in today, instead of feeding our body that we want to build. You get that? We're eating for the body we have today and not for the body we want to build. And once I truly understood that, everything changed for me. Now listen, I used to get completely overwhelmed by those nutrition calculators. I have one on my blog, and I share it, and I tell people to use it. You know the one. It asks your height, your activity level, your age, your metabolic rate. Honestly, it feels like they're one question away from asking your zodiac sign. I get it. But when things get complicated, like for me, when things get complicated, most people, and me included, tune out. I do. At least I know I used to. I really did. I used to tune out, just start over, find something else. And then when I started my first weight loss journey, I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to make it so simple. Give me a couple of rules I can follow and just go from there. So I did. And this rule has become consistent throughout all of my weight loss journeys. I call it the goal weight rule. Instead of eating for the weight I am today, I eat for the weight I want to become. You get it? Like I was explaining earlier, we gotta stop eating for the body we're in now and start eating for the body that we want. The rule is simple. There's 1 gram of protein for every 1 pound of your goal weight. For me, that number is 150 grams of protein a day because my goal weight currently is 150 pounds. Now, some people hear that and think, that sounds like a lot. But when you're trying to rebuild your body, you need the good raw material. Protein is like the foundation. So instead of feeding that version of myself that exists right now, I'm feeding that version of myself that I'm working towards. And protein is the foundation underneath that body. Because I know that as long as I keep my protein at 150 a day, I'm building in the inside, the structure, the foundation for a 150 pound body. One of the biggest lessons my past weight loss journey taught me is this. When you lose weight, you don't automatically just choose fat. Weight can be tricky. It can also break down muscle. And losing muscle is the last thing you want. Because muscle gives your body shape. It gives your body strength. It keeps your metabolism working. Protein is what the muscle needs. Protein protects that. It protects your body. It protects the protein on your body that gives your body the shape, that gives your body the strength, and keep your metabolism moving. Think of protein like your construction crew. When you give your body enough protein, you're telling it, keep the muscle, burn the fat. And here's another thing I noticed over the years. When I hit my protein goals consistently, dieting becomes easier because protein keeps me full. My body loves it, and protein will keep you full. Your meals actually satisfy you. You're constantly feeling satiated. You're not constantly thinking about snacks. You're not going in the kitchen every hour wondering what else you can put in your mouth. Your body finally feels full. And that changed everything, right? Because transformation becomes sustainable. And we want to live sustainable, correct? Now, there's one thing my doctor told me when I started focusing on protein, so I'm going to share it with you. She said, don't forget the fiber. Protein builds muscle, but fiber keeps everything working the way it should. You get me? Fiber slows digestion. It helps sustain your blood sugar, keeps it stabilized. It prevents those afternoon crashes where you suddenly feel exhausted and hungry again. When you combine protein with fiber, your meals become powerful. You stay fuller longer. Your energies stays steady. And your body can actually do the work of transforming. It's just that simple. Now listen, I'm not saying every day has to be perfect. Life happens. Life be lifing. Schedules get busy, and sometimes dinner ends up being whatever you can put together quickly. We've all been there. But here is the target. The protein. Having a clear target makes everything easier. For me, my target, 150 grams of protein a day. It gives me direction. It removes all the guesswork, and it keeps me focused on the bigger goal. Once again, everyone's weight loss journey is different. Believe me, I know that. Everybody have a different focus, a different target, a different why. The list goes on. But if you take one thing away today, remember, protein matters. Whether it's plant-based protein or animal protein, protein matters. If you want to change your body, you have to feed your future body, not the one you're living in. I know it sounds strange, but you'll get used to saying that. It's my daily mantra. Feed your future body, Shell. Feed your future body. So I'm curious, what is your goal weight? Are you ready to feed that version of yourself? Drop your number in the comments and add a P for protein. If you're new here, welcome to the 100-Day Lock-In, where we're rebuilding our health one decision at a time. Subscribe if you want to stay locked in with me, and I'll see you in the next chapter. We got this.
I'm ready to lock in. I don't want it to take 40 years to do this. I need you, stars. Let's get through the ups and the downs together. I'm locked in. Are you